Welcome to Journeys of Impact. Extraordinary people, extraordinary places, extraordinary change. This isn't just a show, it's a movement in motion. Join Lori as she travels beyond the expected to meet the changemakers, dreamers, and doers who are transforming communities around the world and right in their own backyards. From powerful conversations to unforgettable adventures, every episode is packed with heart, humor, and moments that stay with you long after the journey ends. This is where travel meets purpose, where storytelling sparks action, and where creativity turns ideas into real impact. Through candid interviews, immersive local experiences, and playful challenges, Journeys of Impact brings you closer to the people and places, proving that change doesn't have to be loud, it just has to be real. You'll laugh, you'll reflect, you'll be inspired to see the world and your role in it differently. Because extraordinary change starts with one bold idea, one courageous step, and one ripple that grows into something bigger than we ever imagined. Welcome, your host, Lori McDowell.
Hello, it is Lori McDowell. Welcome to this episode of Journeys of Impact. Extraordinary people, extraordinary places, extraordinary change. I am here in the beautiful island of Utila. Utila is a bay island off the coast of Honduras. It is a small island and it is full of extraordinary people, extraordinary places, extraordinary change. It's known for its incredibly affordable scuba diving, for a warm community of welcoming people. Many expats come here. I came here back in 1997, loved it so much. I couldn't wait to bring people back for a retreat. So we have been doing a retreat all week with about 10 amazing people. We've done scuba diving and snorkeling. We've done a beach cleanup. We have done a mastermind. We're all getting to know each other, and people are already talking about when they can come back. So welcome. I hope you love this island as much as I do. And thank you for tuning in. Well, welcome everyone. I am here at Utila Lodge in the beautiful island of Utila. Utila is one of the Bay Islands off the coast of Honduras. I first came to Utila back in 1997. I came on a fam trip as a scuba instructor and I had an amazing time. It was one of the best trips I ever had. I love the island so much. I came back a year later and brought a group of divers and stayed here. And I met the owners of Utila Lodge at the time. And I have Kirsty Engel here. She is the owner. She moved here in 1993 and they opened Utila Lodge from North Dakota.
Yes.
So, quite a climate change. And I wanted to talk to Kirsty a little bit about, the lodge, the changes she's seen, her time on the island, what brought her here in the first place. So welcome, Kirsty.
Well, thank you.
So you've been here since 1993.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about what brought you to Utila in the first place. How did you even find it?
Well, we had a dive shop in North Dakota, Minot, North Dakota, which the saying came after that, why not, my not, reason's the reason, right? So anyway, we took a group of people down to Roatan, stayed at Cocoa View, and we just enjoyed it so much that we decided to look around, see what we could do. And the guy that had owned Cocoa View also owned this. And so he said, boy, do I have a deal for you? And we believed him. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, that's kind of how we found Utila.
So the island has probably changed a lot. I know since I was here in 1997, it's definitely built up. Tell us a little bit about some of the big changes you've seen and some of the good changes and how.
It was way different back then. It was super charming. You could walk down the street without worrying about getting hit by even a bicycle.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that there were even a handful of bicycles on the island when we moved here.
Wow.
I think there was one truck, a pickup truck. It was dual purpose for a taxi and the freight. And, you know, it was just maybe one four-wheeler, and it was just everybody walked everywhere. You know, it was a very healthy environment then. And your kids, Rebecca was 4 at the time when we moved here. She roamed the streets. We didn't never have to worry about her. It was just it was such a quaint little charming island back then. As far as the changes, tourism grew, of course, and as tourism grew, then more people had to come from the mainland to work here because there wasn't enough Utilian people
Makes
to do
sense.
that. So that created an influx of the Spanish people. So that, I guess, is the biggest change that I've
Yeah.
seen.
I remember when I came, there was actually an airport and that we could fly. The first time I think I came, I flew from San Pedro Sula, and I remember landing on the dirt runway, and you know the
Yes.
luggage. Carousel was they took the bags off the plane and threw them in the back of a pickup truck.
Yes, that was it.
And the second time we flew from Belize, and when I booked this trip, didn't realize that they don't no longer really have commercial flights to Utila. Now it's everyone flies to Roatan or the mainland and comes by ferry. So that's kind of a change. I guess I heard the airlines just stopped flying.
Well, they stopped because of the runway.
Mm.
It couldn't.
Yeah, couldn't land.
Yeah, it had too many potholes or
Yeah.
whatever. But apparently they're getting that fixed now.
Oh, okay. So they may have
that's
an
in the
airport
process.
again.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there is charter flights that come in from Roatan that are easily scheduled, and usually they sell them by the seat, so you don't have to charter the
Oh, okay.
plane.
So you can just get a seat.
So yeah.
Well, that's good
so
to know.
there's that option too.
So one of the things I loved when I came here, and everyone who's been here, I brought a group of 10 people with me this week for a retreat, and everyone has talked about the welcoming and how friendly people are and how they feel safe and they just feel a sense of community. So
Yes.
tell us a little bit about the community, the culture here on this island. And
Well, when we first moved here, really people didn't speak Spanish. I mean, everybody spoke English. Even the stuff that you would do legally at the municipality was usually in English. Of course, the documents would have to be in Spanish, but everybody spoke English. In fact, one day I was walking down the street down here, and I had just gotten here, so I was practicing my Spanish, and I said something, hello or whatever it was that I said to him in Spanish, and he was a little old guy, one of the forefathers of here, and he looked at me. He said, "I speak English. Talk to me in English." You know, so back then, you know, you pretty much needed to speak English rather than Spanish.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
That's a
That's a
change.
huge change.
Yeah, and there's
Huge.
still a lot of I mean, it seems like a lot of people speak English still,
Yes.
but it's not. There is Spanish-speaking people that came from the mainland.
Right.
And I know when you came to scuba diving, this is known as one of the best places to get certified. They have beautiful diving. It's definitely more popular than it was, but I know here at the lodge, you kind of, when you came here, you brought scuba medicine, you brought the hyperbaric chamber, you started making it so it was safer for local people. Tell us a little bit about that.
Right. So when we came here to visit before we purchased, we realized that there was no doctors, and they did not have any oxygen. And being in the dive industry anyway, we knew that we needed that. So when we sent our containers down, we sent our tanks down too, our oxygen tanks. So that's kind of how that got started, and one thing kind of led to the other, and we ended up with a chamber. We didn't mean to, but that's what happened, you know, out of necessity. We would have divers come and be dropped off at the end of the pier. We wouldn't know that they were coming, and once they came here, it was like we ended up accepting responsibility for them, you know. So then if they needed to go to the chamber, we would have to go in the middle of the night or whenever and take them to Roatan to the chamber. And it got to the point where we were doing it so often that, you know, we were concerned about our employees that were driving the boats, the boat captain, of course, and also the patient, you know, because they needed to be
Yeah,
laying
that's
down.
an hour.
Yeah, and
2 hours of bumpy.
right, and they normally had IVs in them, you know, so all of that was just, it was just getting to be too much, you know, and then the safety of the crew and stuff too. So we started looking for the chamber, and we found this guy actually, and he actually found us. They were bringing, excuse me, they were bringing him down to find a whale shark because he was older and he wanted to do that and get it checked off his bucket list.
Me too.
And
3
so,
times. I haven't seen one yet. It means I have to come back.
that's right. But so the first time that he was here, they had the helicopter on the top of the boat and stuff, you know, so, or the mega yacht. But they called in and talked to Jim, my late husband, and asked what the coordinates were, you know. So he went ahead and told them, and so they looked for them and couldn't find them. So they left, and about a month later, they called us and asked if they could come down and if they could charter our boat and take our crew and go out and look for him, because he really wanted to get in with the whale shark. So we first, no problem, you know, come on down. But you know, instead of staying on his yacht, he stayed in here with us and stuff. And so we were having dinner one evening, and a boat started coming to us. And back then, no boats came here unless it was an emergency or whatever. And so Jim was kind of cursing under his breath and, you know, like that. And Mr. Donald looked at him and couldn't kind of figure out why he was being so upset over a boat. So then we explained to him, you know, that we're going to end up having to take him to Roatan now. And so anyway, we got to talking, and he says, well, you know, I have one on my boat, and I was wondering if maybe that would work for you. It's a portable one, but it should work, right? And we're like, of course it would work. If it works on the boat, it'll work here, you know? So he said, well, you know what? It's going to the French Riviera for 6 months, but after that, then it's going to be in Miami. We could take it off the boat there and send it down here.
Wonderful.
And we're like, yeah, no problem.
So that brought the chamber to Utila. And for those who are not scuba divers, I mean, Utila is great for scuba divers. I brought a group. We had a couple divers. A couple people tried it. A couple people didn't want to scuba dive and had amazing time snorkeling. But a hyperbaric chamber, when there's a lot of divers, which there are on this island, is really a necessity, because if they get decompression sickness, if they're down too long or they come up too fast, being in that chamber can be the difference between saving their life and losing their life. So it's a huge difference. So having that here is something amazing, and something that really, I think, helped grow the scuba industry in Utila.
I believe so.
So the last question I'd love to ask, you've been here since 1993. What was it about the island that made you stay? You raise your family here. Your kids now have kids and are raising their family here. Tell us a little bit about just what it was that about the island that.
When we first came back to look at the place, the things that stick in my mind is the little store across the street had chickens and baby chicks following them, going around the store, walking around inside the store. There was that, and then there's a place that you can walk up to, Stewart's Hill it's called. We went and walked up there, and it felt like home. You know, it just felt right. So we sold everything and moved here.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it does feel like home. I know the Utila Lodge has 8 rooms, so if you sleep double occupancy, it's 16 people. You could fit 4 in a room since there's 2 double beds or 2 queen beds. We have people that came on their trip. They're already planning to come back. A couple of them are actually looking for houses. So it is a warm, welcoming island. The people I think I've met people since I've been here who work here or in the island from at least 12 different countries. And I've only been here 6 days. So it is a melting pot of people who come here, spend a year, spend 6 months, spend 10 years, 30 years, stay forever. And it's a beautiful place. So thank you so much, Kirsty. This has been great talking with you.
Thank you.
And I'm excited. I'm going to be sharing more about the island, some of the pictures that we've had. So I'm excited to share this extraordinary place, extraordinary people, extraordinary change, and we really truly had a journey of impact this week. Thank you. Today, we went to one beach. We collected about 150 pounds, 68 kilograms of trash. And there's so much more trash out there, thousands and thousands of pounds. And sometimes you feel like it's not worth it. But I want to tell the story of the little boy and the starfish. There was a big storm, and this little boy was walking on the beach, and there were thousands and thousands of starfish. And the little boy started picking them up and throwing them in the water. And he'd pick one up and throw it in the water. A man came and said, "Little boy, you're wasting your time. There's thousands of starfish. You can't make a difference." And the little boy picked up a starfish, threw it back in the water, and said to the man, "It made a difference for that one." So every little bit, every 150 pounds of trash makes the world a better place. So thank you all for joining us on this amazing trash cleanup, picking up all the trash. It made a difference.
Hi, everyone. Do you want more impact? Do you want more income in your life? And do you want more fun? If you answered yes to all these questions, a retreat can be the answer for you. A retreat can be amazing. Imagine that you're selling your offer before you even made it. Like my client, Amy. Amy attended one of my retreats and she got 3 new clients without even trying to sell anything, just by getting to know people. That's the magic that a retreat could bring. And a retreat doesn't have to be hard. I have a program called Done For You Retreats. We can do a retreat just for you. I can connect you with partners and we can do collaborative retreats. You can host your own retreat. I can help facilitate. There's so many ways to make a retreat work. And the best way to do that is to book a call and to find out how a retreat can work for you. So if you're interested, if you've ever thought about hosting a retreat, if you've attended retreats and you're wondering what's next, if you have a community and you want a way to get more impact, more income, a better experience, a retreat might be the best option. So I'm Lori McDowell, founder of Reimagine You Strategies and the Done For You, Run For Your Retreat program. And we can make your retreat fun, easy, effortless, and profitable. So book a call, book Lori, Lori.net. Book a call, book Lori.net, and let's discuss how you can make your retreat profitable, impactful, and a lot of fun. Have a fantastic day. Over 25 years ago, I came to Utila for the diving. I came back the next year and brought a group. It was an incredible space, amazing dive sites circling the island, affordable diving, pristine waters. And I couldn't wait to come back and bring a new group to see if the magic of the island was the same or what had changed. I thought it would be a perfect place for a retreat. So we came back to Utila. The magic starts underwater. I thought scuba would be a perfect thing to incorporate into my retreats. When you're diving, you're focused. You can't multitask. You're breathing and you see the magic. Scuba allows you to dream, to see what's possible, to step outside of the everyday, to live in an alien environment, someplace you're not meant to be. It's a perfect analogy for what a retreat can be. In scuba, we have time to think, time to dream, time to just be. I'm so glad the people I brought with me enjoyed it, whether they scuba or snorkel. They got to see the magic of Utila underwater. We didn't get to see a whale shark like we hoped, yet that's a reason to come back. And come back we will, to explore underwater, to be, to see this incredible place. And then we go above ground too. There's a lot on Utila above ground. Pumpkin Hill's a place I explored years ago. It's changed quite a bit, yet it still gave us a chance to move and to challenge ourselves, a chance to connect with nature. It was an integral part of the retreat, and it was great to see what's changed in this incredible place and what stayed the same. The Utila Museum was new. This wasn't here when I came 25 years ago. It's only been here a few years. Yet the Utila Museum was a perfect place for us to learn about the magic of the island, where it came from, how it was founded, the resilience of the people. Stepping back into history shows us so much. It lets us connect with the place, with the people, and lets us really explore change. We didn't all get to go to the Utila Museum this time. Just a few of us made it, and next time we'll all go there. Just like we didn't get to see whale sharks. The whale sharks aren't as prolific as they once were. Too many boats, a lot more tourists, yet they're still here, and we're going to find them the next time. We will definitely be coming back. But as I said, above ground is where we really got to explore Utila. The museum was just a microcosm of what's possible, what happened here, how the island started. It was a perfect incorporation into our retreats, because what a retreat does is it helps us connect with our purpose. And in the museum, we started to see purpose. It also helps us see what's possible, things we may never have imagined. We find that through time, through space, through stepping out of the everyday and into something different. And it helps us reach that pinnacle. When you leave a retreat, you become someone new, someone changed, someone transformed. That's what I wanted for the people who joined me. Another place that wasn't here back in 1997 and 1998 is the Jade Seahorse. Believe it or not, this magical place is actually a hotel. It has 6 rooms, all unique. The Jade Seahorse felt a little bit like walking through Wonderland. Every corner had something, some kind of magic, a cave, an incredible mosaic, colors, creativity. It truly did enable us to see what was possible and to explore what's new. It was beautiful. I love the colors. I love the creativity. And everything was done with intention. Millions and millions of pieces, but not just randomly placed for their beauty, their function. It truly was a microcosm for life and for this island. I loved exploring the Jade Seahorse. I'm glad we found it. And it's not something we would have found on our own. That's the connection with the community. A local person brought us here, told us it was worth exploring. And it was. It added a lot to the experience. It had us looking at things with new eyes. And then we go to the big picture, the picture from above. Blue and turquoise waters, beautiful resorts, lots of greenery. The island has grown, yet it's still relatively unspoiled and unexplored. There's still a lot of open space. Utila Lodge, it felt like coming home. Well, it had changed a little bit since I had last been here. The feeling hadn't changed at all. The feeling of community, of welcome, the beauty of spending your nights over water, staying in a room where you could hear the water lapping up against you, where you could smell the sea. Utila was as magical on this trip as it was for me back in the late 90s. And I'm so glad we came back and experienced this place. The feeling of coming home, the ability to pause, to just be, to find our purpose, to see what's possible, and to reach the pinnacle. That's what journeys of impact are all about. Extraordinary places, extraordinary people, extraordinary change. Taking action, doing that one thing, that one change in your life, saying yes, that can create a ripple that changes the world.
As I go through life, I meet many people who are stuck, people who are unfulfilled, unhappy. They don't have control of their lives. They don't know how to live the life they desire. I wrote a book that will show you how to become empowered, how to live the life that you dream of, a life filled with joy. This book explores the intersection between trauma and being stuck. It embraces that you are empowered to live the life you desire. It'll help you get past that. It'll help you find joy. We all have the power to live the life we desire. We are worthy, we are capable, and we can do it. I was inspired to write this book because I met so many people who were stuck, people who didn't know how to get out of their own way. I was there myself. It wasn't easy, but now I'm living the life I'm happy with. I made the changes and I'm empowered to take control of my own life. I can't control what happens to me, but I can control how I react to it. The world is a joyful place. It's full of opportunities and possibilities. This book will help you find that joy. This book includes stories of the heroes who live among us, people who have faced unimaginable tragedy, and they've got beyond it. And now they live a fulfilling life, a life full of joy, a life full of happiness, and they help others do the same. In this book, you will hear their stories, you will meet them, and you will learn from them. This book looks at what traits these people share. It looks at what enables them to get over the incredible obstacles they have faced. It looks at what helps them succeed. I also share my stories. One of the coolest stories was when I was in South Beach with my mother. I was staying at a very trendy hotel, and as we were going out for dinner, I just felt really subconscious. I didn't have anything to wear that would fit in this area. We decided to go to the bar and have a drink. As I'm sitting down there, I'm looking around at all the beautiful, trendy people around me. And suddenly I thought to myself, wait a minute, Lori, you're happy with who you are. Why do you care what they think? I suddenly felt better. I felt confident. I didn't care that I didn't look like them. I didn't have to look like them. And an amazing thing happened. I started talking to the bartender. I started talking to the people around them. I told them I'm an author and I'm taking notes for my book. Suddenly, I was the interesting person in the bar. They were asking me questions. I was the cool, trendy one. What an amazing change. You can make changes like this as well. My perspective on this book is unique because I have lived there. I have been in a place where I was unhappy. I was fired in a horrendous way, but I got past that. It inspired me. Today I am living the life I desire, but it hasn't always been that way, and it isn't easy. In this book, you will laugh. Maybe you will cry. It'll bring out your emotions, but hopefully you'll learn something. Hopefully this book will teach you how to focus, how to change what you want to do, how to take control. In this book, I am sharing stories from my life and the life of others. These are stories full of hope, stories full of joy, stories full of love. My wish for this book is that it will inspire you, that it will inspire those who are unhappy and want to change their life, that will inspire those who are stuck or those who are struggling. I want this book to help you get what you deserve. I want this book to help you live the life you dream of. You will love this book if you're thinking about a change. If you're thinking about a career change, maybe starting your own business. You will love this book if you're stuck. And you will love this book if you just want a little bit more. More happiness, more success, more fulfillment, more joy, even more love. My name is Lori McDowell, and I am the author of The Reinvention Mindset. Hi everyone, and I am here in Utila with Junior. Junior grew up here, lived here. Have you been here your whole life?
Yes, ma'am. Born and raised and been here all my life.
And you've been involved in politics here and
a bit of everything, yes, ma'am. I was involved not in this election, but the last one.
Okay, so we want to kind of talk to someone local, hear a little bit about the community, the islands, the changes that are going on.
Perfect.
So I guess first, what's the biggest change you've seen since, the last?
Ooh, well, I'm 37 years old. I'm born in the late 80s, so I've seen a lot of change. Especially started from like dirt roads all the way to paved roads, and now the traffic. That's been one of the biggest, like, hardest thing to like process is like the traffic that's now compared to barely having bicycles back in the 90s.
Right, yeah. I know they don't allow people to bring cars, really, or a lot of cars, but they still have a lot of scooters.
Yeah,
it seems like.
I think that
Has it always been no cars, or were there cars in the past and that changed?
It was a few cars in the past, not much, but it was mostly for the airport. We had a really like a airport. It wasn't paved.
Right. Yeah, I remember that. I remember flying into the dirt airport and the luggage got thrown in the back
Yes,
of the pickup truck.
So that's the only thing they had there was a few hotels, and they had like a few pickup trucks that was used for like taxis or buses to take you back and forth and stuff.
So the scooters are relatively new, or
the scooters started like in the late 90s. What's relatively new is like those three-wheelers, what we call the jumbos.
Yeah.
They look like the truck.
Tuk-tuk type.
And the tuk-tuk, I think they started in around 2005, 2004, and it took off just after that.
Yeah.
Started off with 3, and now I think we have 33.
Oh wow!
And about 80 jumbos.
Over. Yeah, I remember I loved walking around the island when I was here back in the 80s or 90s. And now it's kind of almost, you have to be careful walking around.
Yeah, that was one of the change that was part of the island culture back in the 90s. Once 4:35 hit, everyone got home. Your parents freshened up and everyone took a walk. So you walk with your parents up the road and you seen like all the elders, and then you walk to the bridge, watch the sunset. That changed from going for a walk now to going for an afternoon or evening ride now, because everyone's on vehicles now. So
gotcha. So in the downtown, you've definitely gotten a lot bigger.
Oh yeah, the roads haven't, but everything else that used to be like private homes and like residential areas, everything now on both sides of the road is pretty much commercial now. So
I've noticed a lot of the houses are for sale when you ride around, like by the beaches or up Pumpkin Hill Beach and such. There's a lot of houses for sale. Are those mostly people who come for part of the year or expats? Or?
That's mostly expats. Most of the homes, at least 98% of the homes that you see like on the shorelines are expats. Okay. And most of them do that. Most of them buy property, build and flip, or some buy for like a vacation home and then Airbnb it through the year.
Okay, that makes sense. So tell me, growing up here, what do you love best about the island? The freedom
that you had, and the security that was on the island. It was free, it was safe, and everyone knew pretty much everyone. The mid-90s, I think it was maybe 1,500. The population now we have up to 10,000 now.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
that's big. Although it still seems really safe.
It is super safe. It's still really safe. Only thing you have to watch out is crossing the road.
Yeah, that's it. Like the most. Yeah, like, people have their doors open when they're walking. You're walking by.
Yeah.
And I've brought a group here. We're here for a retreat, and everyone is so. For me, it's a little bit. I've been here before, and the growth was kind of surprising. Just seeing it, I was like, oh, downtown. We're staying at Utila Lodge, and downtown gets right up to there. Whereas before, you had to walk, a little bit to get to downtown.
Yeah.
But the people here, they love it. They can't wait to come back. Everyone's been so friendly. Some of them are even looking at buying a house.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
So.
It is really friendly. It's really, it's small. You still got that community feeling. The locals are really nice. They're very welcoming. And for the best part, the traffic and stuff is bad, and then a bit of noise, but for the most part, it's really safe and it's really nice.
Yeah.
I could see why they would like to stay.
Yeah, compared to the U.S., we have so many cars, so even the scooters are still, the air is much cleaner, the traffic is. It is. And let me ask you a little bit about the whale sharks.
Yep.
Because I know this used to be the whale shark capital of the world, and maybe it still is, but the whale sharks don't seem to be nearly as frequent.
Not anymore. I think the last time we really had to say like a really great whale shark season, because they're seasonal.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, it was 2013. I think because we started our tour company based off whale sharks before we
Right.
did any other trips. In that year, we did 120 whale shark trips, and
Oh,
100 of
wow.
those trips was all positive.
Wow.
And then from 2014, it was gradually going down. So
Yeah.
it has a role. The environment on the island has changed. The ecosystem has changed a lot. We have invasive species that was introduced to the island.
Like the
Raccoons.
lionfish.
Raccoons. Someone brought raccoons about 10
Oh,
years ago, and
wow.
now we have maybe, I think it's like 8,000 raccoons. So they're the main apex predator. Nothing takes them as a prey. So they eat everything. They could dig, so they dig up the throat legs. They can climb, so they eat the bird eggs. They eat the iguana eggs, and they eat all the crabs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
So,
and that has a lot. That cycle has a lot, especially the blue crabs, has a lot to do with the whale sharks because they're microfeeder.
Yeah, so they would eat that.
They would eat that, and that would bring them closer to the shoreline, so you wouldn't have to go as far out to look for the shark.
Okay.
So now you have to kind of look for like the current lines that are a bit further out,
Gotcha.
and they're following the krill and plankton,
Mhm.
so they
Okay.
migrate.
Yeah, I have noticed. Like I remember when I was here years ago, there were a lot of the what are they, the capybara or the little bunny-looking things. That
Oh,
don't have any
no,
ears. I don't know what
there's,
they're called, but I saw one of them this trip, and
I
I
think
used to see them wandering all over.
I think we call them wild rabbit, but
Okay.
they're called booties or beauties,
Maybe,
something
they're
like that.
rabbits without big ears.
Yeah, but they're native to the island.
Right, yeah. So
they
I
are.
saw one of them up when we were hiking, but I haven't. Last time I remember seeing them all over the place.
Yeah, the locals used to hunt them before. They're really good eating,
Mhm.
and Rotan still have a lot of those.
Okay.
But we're going down a lot with those, and especially the blue crabs.
So what is Utila mostly for tourism now? Is that what the main?
It started off that way. Well, when in the 40s, we never had tourism, so it was mostly farming. Utila was one of the first places that started exporting to the United States. In Utila, not too many people know this, but the first American embassy was in Utila.
Oh, wow.
So we started exporting, and the guy that funded it from the United States was J.P. Morgan. So he funded the cargo boats, and we used to export bananas. The main thing was coconut. The whole island was like a huge coconut farm.
Oh, wow.
So the locals call it cocals. So that's one of the main reasons, like the canal was dug, was dredged, was because it was too hard to just bring 2 sacks of coconuts on your back, because you couldn't have trails for the horses because it was marsh. So the locals got together and they dug a canal.
Okay,
so
the canal would bring the coconuts.
Their canoes, instead of bringing 2 sacks, then they could bring up to 100 sacks in a canoe. So it made the process a bit faster.
Oh, very interesting.
It is. And then I think it was the late 70s, then we had a few scuba instructors come in, started to teach the locals about scuba diving, and then the word gradually got out, and then it was a boom then in the 90s.
Right.
And we could thank the backpackers for that, because the first tourism we had were backpackers.
Okay.
European backpackers, and they came here looking cheap hostel and cheap diving.
Right. Okay. And then since then it's grown.
And since then it just grown, and then mostly diving. It's mostly diving, and a lot of people come here just to relax. Because Utila is small, there's not really much to do but diving, and then the nightlife, and then just sitting down, relaxing.
Well,
if you're not diving.
The food seems very good.
That has changed a lot. The cuisine on the island has changed a lot since a few years now. It's gotten really, really better now.
Good, yeah.
Yeah, and the food was always good. I would imagine in the 90s when you came, the food was probably really good.
The food was really good at Utila Lodge. I don't know if we ate I remember Salvavita. We drank a lot of that in the 90s. Flor de Cana had not really made it to the United States yet.
No.
So we were drinking the local rum, and then I remember going to the Bucket of Blood, was the bar we went to.
Oh, nice. So you got to meet the Bucket of Blood.
I got to
That's
go to
fun.
the Bucket of Blood, yeah.
Yeah,
so.
that's mostly where all of the locals hung out.
That was very fun. I remember going, I don't think the ferries ran yet.
It wasn't the ferries. It was the cargo boats that went twice a week. and then it was the charter planes, the small charter
Yeah.
planes, or then it was
And then there was what was the airline from?
it was Lanza and it was Sosa, I think.
Yeah, because I know
And
one time
Trop-
I flew from San Pedro Sula to here,
Yeah,
and then another time from Belize to here.
from Belize.
From Belize, they had a flight
Oh,
to
nice.
Utila.
That's rare.
Yeah,
That's
that
really
might have
rare.
been Lanza. That sounds like. So.
Yeah, and then or Tropic Air. Tropic Air has from Belize. It's been there for a while now,
Okay, so
over
that
40
might have
years
been.
or something like that.
Okay. Very cool. So, thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
This has given us a great feel for the island, the culture, the people. Tell me, I guess, what do you want? One thing you want to share? Why people should come to Utila, or why people should not come to Utila? What if you don't want them to come, to keep it small? But what's the best thing about that? People should, why would people want to be here? What's the most impressive thing? What's the reason people should come visit? Or
If you're allergic to sand fleas and mosquitoes, I wouldn't guarantee to.
That is the one thing that keeps me from living here.
Yeah.
As you can see, I have red marks all over me. So.
Yeah, so I'm very honest when it comes to that. If you have delicate skin, mosquitoes and sand fleas can be a bit bad. But to visit Utila, the main thing that I would say come for would be to interact with the locals. Utila is beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. But what makes it even more charming, it's the locals. And not just because I'm one, but I've been to a few different islands, and the locals here on the island, we're a bit more welcoming, and we're very very happy and friendly.
Most people speak English. English is actually not as much as probably, there are more people speaking Spanish now than I remember in the 90s. In the 90s, it seemed like everyone spoke English.
Yeah, because the 90s, 1,500, a population of 1,500 and at least 1,450 those with our locals. Now we have almost 10,000, and I think the local native population is like around 2,500.
Oh, okay, so everybody else comes from the mainland or expats or something.
And then when the expats get here, they want to practice their Spanish, so they're speaking more Spanish than English.
But it is an easy place to get around if you don't speak Spanish.
It is. We're British descent. Our grandparents and stuff were born in England, so it's a British descent. So that's why we start. And it's not like a English or proper English, like American English, or it's like a broken English. It's Creole almost, It has it's an accent. So if we switch it up, even the Americans or Europeans that speak English, they're like, "What language are you speaking?" It's like, no, that's English. That's just like the Caribbean English. I spent a lot of time
in Louisiana, and I don't understand them half the time.
Yeah. So we it's speaking more English speaking than Spanish.
Great. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It was love. Thank you for giving us a flavor for the island. It truly is an extraordinary place, and the people are warm and welcoming, and it's beautiful. So thank you so much.
And thank you that you like Utila so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Actually my favorite part. All of us connecting with each other and learning so much about each other, and helping each other, helping each other see what people see in us,
Yeah.
and it's wonderful. Very good.
Quick hello. Don't have all my equipment, just we're about to leave for the ferry in a few minutes. I just wanted to say what an incredible trip it was. Amazing people, extraordinary places, and extraordinary change. I think we've all left here a little bit changed. It truly was a journey of impact, from the 150 pounds of trash to what we all learned about the island, each other. Amazing place. You can just hear the boat in the background. We're all excited to come back to Utila and to see the people we've met and to stay connected with them. So truly a journey of impact. We will be back in 2 weeks with another location, the next journey of impact, more extraordinary people, more extraordinary places, and more extraordinary change. Until then, this is Lori. Love you all. And remember, every impact makes a difference in the world. You do make a difference. Bye-bye.
As this journey comes to a close, remember, impact isn't found in grand gestures alone. It lives in the conversations we start, the connections we make, and the courage we choose along the way. Today's episode is proof that extraordinary people can create extraordinary change in extraordinary places. And often, it starts closer to home than we ever imagined. So wherever your journey takes you next, lead with purpose, stay curious, and don't underestimate the power of one bold step or one meaningful ripple. If you loved what you heard, please take a moment to like, share, and follow. It's the best way to stay connected and be the first to know when new episodes drop. Until next time, keep moving forward because the world is waiting for